Support for Ruff Talk VR is brought to you by Manscaped, the champion in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels.
Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's going to be 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RuffTalkVR, no spaces, at manscaped.com.
Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom, which is tough competition.
I've been lucky enough to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance. The craftsmanship and details on the 4.0 are next level.
I remember the first time I went to go trim up my boys downtown, and I thought I could get away with using the same dull razor I use on my face. Let me tell you, I was wrong. It took a long time before I could have the confidence to go to town down there again, and I'm glad to say Manscaped has given me the confidence I need to shape my boys up pretty.
Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. I now feel confident shaving my boys.
Men, if you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code RuffTalkVR, all one word, at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Today we're talking about another fun resolution game, I guess for redundancy. We're talking about Cookout, a sandwich tale, a fun single-player co-op multiplayer game on the official Oculus Quest store. It's currently $19.99. Like I referenced before, it's made by Resolution Games.
Which is a vast difference from their other game.
Yeah,
Demeo to this.
Yeah, in fairness, this came out before Demeo, but yeah.
This game's freaking cute as hell, though.
Yeah, I love it for a variety of different reasons in terms of atmosphere, gameplay, but we'll get all into that. It's currently rocking a 4.6 overall rating on the official Quest store with 829 total ratings and 475 written reviews. So it's called Cookout. As you can imagine, this isn't a fishing game or anything like that. It's involving food. The concept is you're trying to take the customer's order and properly construct the meal to what they want and serve it in a timely fashion. Sounds simple enough, right?
Yeah, there's been a few of these games over the years where, I don't think people are necessarily a stranger to the style of, and they call them cooking games, but they're always like the same thing.
It's not cooking.
It's food
like,
prep.
It's
is
construction
what it is.
game.
Big time food prep. But this one, you're in a cook's cabin of a fairytale forest, and you can actually play with up to 4 people. So that makes it even a lot more of a unique experience. But I actually found this one to be really cute. Probably one of the perfect family games.
Great team building game.
Yeah, we were even saying like businesses could probably pick this one up, as dumb as it sounds, because if you have to work as a team, you're never going to be able to complete. It sounds so stupid. Or you're never going to be able to build the sandwiches properly.
I love games like this that do everything silly, because as we start to describe the gameplay and we start to get into the food combos and the customer types, everything is going to be just absolutely silly.
Yeah, nothing serious about this game.
No, nothing serious besides the stress that you might have trying to take all the orders in the later levels. But nonetheless, so again, like we said, you can play single player or multiplayer. In single player, you have a robot helper that you can like crank a crank in order for him to come and help you. But in my opinion, this game really shines in the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah, forget single player.
You'll have it's good to get familiar with how to play the game, but like I said, if you want
the fun part of it though is definitely
with other people. So you'll have customers to start. There's a base. We'll start with the most basic type of customer. He's kind of like a rat, and so example, he'll come and he'll say, "I need a piece of rye bread, some lettuce, and I don't know, an onion, just to make up 3. Here's the thing. On my area, I only have 4 ingredients. On, whoever your teammates area, they have different 4 ingredients. And so if you're working with 4 different people, everybody has different ingredients. So in order to complete the order, you need to work together. Like, it's not just stuff. I don't have everything right in front of me. I need to get stuff from you. There's a lot of communication because of that. It's not like you can just sit there silent and be like, I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to blow through it. You need to talk to get all the ingredients going.
No, and what they do is they have, as the customers come up, they have plates on a wheel that are off to your side. Well, I guess it'd be in the middle, because if you had 4 people going, I say off to the side because it's off to my side.
Yeah, we usually play me and you.
Yeah,
just 2 people.
It's rare when we do the 4, although we have done the 4, but it's like, I'm not going to lie.
It's
just
more stress. More stress.
Stress times 4. It's over the top.
In my opinion,
because now you're dealing with 16 different ingredients instead of necessarily just 4.
There will be some ingredients that are
carryover.
Yeah, so it's not 16 completely different, but it might as well be.
Yeah,
I mean,
in no which way or form are you going to get away with playing a level and it's all going to be ingredients from the fridge in front of you. You're always going to have to either, if like somebody got ahead a little, like you're good at this, you'll get ahead a little, and then you'll see what I'm working on, and you'll be like, oh, I'll chop the onion. Here's an onion waiting for you. Here's a piece of bread waiting for you. Because some of the sandwiches you got to build are, 12, 15 different ingredients.
Yeah, it can get quite ridiculous. So
salt.
To kind of carry on what you said, yeah, I agree with 4 people. It's too much. Even 3 can be teetering. I have had the most enjoyment with this game when it's me and you. 2 people, it's the perfect balance of challenge of different ingredients, teamwork requirement, but also not over the top. So exactly what you said, the customers come up and the plates are kind of on this carousel to the side or just in the middle in general. And it's not just one customer at a time. I think it's like up to like 5 or 6 customers.
5 customers, yeah.
So, it can get pretty hectic. In the beginning, the way the game works is there's like a progression mode for multiplayer. There's progression. There's a creative mode where you get to just, put together a bunch of different, plate combos and try to discover recipes. And there's an endless mode as well. The progression mode's the main story and element of it. So it starts simple with just one customer type, and it's pretty slow. It's nice and easy.
Yeah. Bread, cheese, lettuce, bread, serve.
Nice and simple.
And you have to put it on the plate. Technically, you want to put it on centered. It'll let you know when you don't, but you can't go out of order. You can't be making up ingredients for a sandwich. You can't really take many shortcuts if somebody's saying they want a specific sandwich.
No, God no. There's a couple shortcuts you can get later when things become advanced, but it'll hinder you as well. But yeah, again, it starts real simple. Just that one type of customer, that rat. Real simple ingredients. They're not big sandwiches. Just like you said, 2 or 3 ingredients. Real easy to manage. And then as you advance in the progression, there's like something like there's probably like 20 different what they call villages. I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me off the top of my head, but it's around like 20. It's a lot of them. But in each village, there's 3 different missions. So there's quite a bit of different missions. As you advance, new type of customers start to roll out and new gameplay elements. So for like new type of customers, you go from just rats to then you get these werewolves, that the werewolves are the biggest gluttonous pigs ever. They come out, and that's the one that you were talking about with 12 to 15 ingredient plates. They'll roll up, and it's like, it's just ridiculous, the sandwich they want. They're absolute pigs. And then you have these rabbits, which rabbits are just absolute impatience. It's a gameplay element we didn't really mention before, but you have a finite amount of time to serve each customer. You'll see like their patience meter going down as they're waiting for their food, and every animal has a different amount of time they're down to wait. So the rabbits, they're just unbelievably impatient. They tend to have like simple sandwiches, not too many complex ingredients, but you got to serve them fast. And then there's also cats, which cats, they have to be, this is kind of the silly, corny, cute element. They have to be perfect, because it's a cat. So you can't have anything wrong with the plate with a cat. Then there's jesters, which the jesters, they can hide ingredients on the other plates that you need. So you go to look at one of the ingredients for plate 2, and you're like, I have no idea what the ingredient that's needed is. So it can cause you a lot of issue. Then there's thieves, which thieves steal ingredients from other plates. So
Which
you'll be
raccoons.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I love it. It's so silly. But yeah, so you'll be sitting there making a sandwich, almost about to get it perfect. You're not paying attention. You look, you put on the ingredient, and it's like wrong ingredient. And you're like, what? And it's like, yep, raccoon stole your ingredient. Ha ha. And then there's also royalty, which the royalty, if you mess up anything on their plate and go to serve them, boom, instant loss. They do not. And don't let their patience run out and leave. Because if the patience runs out, boom, their plate breaks. They make a snarky comment like, I have better things to do than wait here. And then they leave. So
yeah, and every challenge in the town that you are, because like you said, there's 3 of them in there.
Mm-hmm.
But each one you'll have different. Each one will consist of its own set of challenges. Like it might be 3 different things because you can get 3 stars per
level.
Per level, so a total of 9 stars usually per town.
Town, village, I forget the exact term.
But it might be like, serve 12 perfect sandwiches, serve 2 werewolves perfect sandwiches, or they'll have like speed runs where it'll be like rush hour in the restaurant per se, and you'll have to
serve 18 customers
before the timer actually runs out.
Mm-hmm.
So they have
serve all customers without anybody leaving, that type of shit.
Yeah, they got a good amount of different achievements that you're supposed to do to get the gold, and of course if you get the gold, that unlocks the next little area. But it also, if you can 3-star it on everything, you get different utensils. So you can upgrade your knife, you can upgrade your refrigerator, you can upgrade your cutting board from like a traditional to, I know I got the bamboo achieving something, I don't remember which one it was, but you get the bamboo. So they really reward you well for, and not to mention there's a shit ton of different knives, different
cutting boards and
fridges.
Which you get those by getting, like you said, the 3 stars for every level in the village. And so what you meant by you get the gold to move on to level. If you do a level, for whatever reason, maybe you serve everyone, but you didn't complete any of the stars in that level,
you don't move on.
Nope, you got to redo the level. You need at least 1 star in each level to move on.
Which is good, because if you actually know that like you're never going to 3-star it through the whole game, but you really want to finish the game, then just make sure you can at least get 1 star.
Yep.
Out of the 3 different, and they will throw variables at you with that because they give you different potions to use, but later on in the game they do not reward you at all. It costs you a star if you use a potion.
Yeah, depending on the town, there'd be like.
And I use 2 potions every single level we do. Yeah. I use 2 potions.
So, like I said, the game starts simple. When you first start, there's not all those different animals I listed, just the rat. You have no potions.
No, it's progressive.
And the only element is building the sandwiches. But then as you advance to the, after I think like 4 or 5 village town things, you get to like a next stage, a next section. And then it will change the ingredients a little bit, and it'll introduce a new gameplay element. So then as you start to play, now all of a sudden you have to grill things as well. So there's a grill to your right. You have to turn it on. You'll look at like the list of ingredients. It'll be like, I want my bread grilled. Awesome. Now you got to do that shit. And then all of a sudden you'll be playing. You got the hang of the grill now. You think everything's going good. Now they make you start to wash dishes as you get like halfway through. So there's a whole new gameplay element as well. But like Stratus was referencing, there's potions in the game. So after probably like, I don't know, level 3 or 4, they start to come in, and you can get potions that make it so, you can pour it on your knife and you chop something and it instantly chops. You don't have to like chop, which, makes a big difference. You can get a potion that you don't have to wash dishes. You can just throw them in the pot and it's done. You have a potion that slows down time, a potion that speeds up grilling. Pretty much any gameplay element, there's a correlating potion, but you can only pick 2 potions per round. So I agree. I do 2 potions every mission, no brainer. Even if it's going to deduct us a star, it's worth it.
Well, yeah, if you want to finish the whole game, yeah.
Yeah.
If you want the 3 stars, and I'm telling you, some of them, it's like, I don't know how you could do the level without a potion.
No,
because
God, no.
I use a potion that I only have to chop my item once with my knife, and it's chopped instead of having to chop it 4 or 5 times. And then like a loaf of bread turns into the slice you need. So I use that potion, guaranteed, and then the grill one, so that it grills food in about 3 or 4 seconds, as opposed to like 8 seconds. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you're doing like a werewolf sandwich and you got 10 freaking grilled items, man, that's a long time.
Yeah. No,
So I don't know how
you would do it without them. See, I don't use the grill potion. I agree. The chop potion must. I can't imagine doing some of these levels.
A lot of chopping.
Yeah, because even with only needing to chop once,
You're still doing a lot of chopping.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Let alone if I had to chop 5 times per item. Oh my goodness. So I'll use that one, but then I use the dish potion as well. So then instead of one of us scrubbing dishes, which you'll still do occasionally if I'm preoccupied, but I tried my best. I just reach into the carousel and just chuck them into my bucket real quick. But I'd say the next potion that's like, man, it's good is the slow-mo. If we had a third potion slot, I would definitely dedicate it to that.
Yeah, slowing down time is kind of critical, but again, only 2.
Yeah.
And I'm not sacrificing
My cutting.
my chopping or my grilling for
See,
like
I can live
15
without
seconds of slow motion.
It's funny because you don't mind doing the dishes. You're like, it just takes 2 seconds. Me, I don't mind the grilling because I'll put something on the grill and then chop up 3. It's not a problem to me. I don't. It going fast actually is worse sometimes because it's easier for me to burn. That's the thing. If you put something on the grill and then it goes toasty, is what it'll say. It's nice and cute,
And it puts the burn marks on.
Yeah, you can tell
puts
visually.
the grill marks on. Yeah, there's no not knowing that something grilled is an impossibility.
Yeah, it's the only way this is gonna happen is if you're just preoccupied and you miss it. But you leave it on the grill after toasty, it gets burnt, and then from there it'll set on fire, and then you gotta grab your fire extinguisher and blow it out. Otherwise, you'll grab another. If there's a fire going on to the right of you, you go grab another ingredient, go to chop it up, and it's catching on fire. So
Yeah, we've had some fun setting some fires on our grills too.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really mention this. Besides the ingredients that they put in front of you in your little fridge that you open, there's a ketchup bottle, a mayonnaise bottle, and a salt shaker. And the spray on the ketchup the ketchup bottle and the mayonnaise bottle is pretty far. So, we had quite a bit of fun in the lobby of the game, just freaking spraying mayonnaise and ketchup everywhere, throwing our knives, setting fire on the grill. We're quite maniacs.
Yeah, no, it's a fun. I guess when I said it was cute, I didn't mean in that sense that it's cute, but no, that's some funny shit.
Yeah,
I'll let people use their own imagination, but you can have some pretty creative fun
mayonnaise squirt bottle, ketchup
do the
squirt
math.
bottle.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a couple times in the lobby where I was in tears, and like my stomach was hurting. There's this little there's like this little vegetable dude sitting on the ledge, and we're sitting there.
Is it like a turnip?
Yeah, I think he's a little turnip. He looks like some
turnip.
sort of root veggie, but he's sitting there just wiggling his feet, and we're fucking just causing mayhem in the kitchen in between rounds. We're laughing, having a great time. I don't know how it's so entertaining to us. But, we're throwing our knives at things, and, like, most things don't react negatively when you hit them. And all of a sudden, you hit this guy with our knife, and he disappears, and me and you start... dude, I was on the ground almost.
Oh, my God, I just killed our friend.
You killed him. I was like, dude, he's
been
dead.
there since day one.
Yeah, he was cheering us. He's encouraging. And then after, like, 5 minutes, we look, and he's somewhere else. So we hit him with the knife again, of course. He disappears. He moves somewhere else. We hit him again. He moves somewhere else.
He eventually ends up...
giant outside.
Yeah, outside, so you can't really fuck with him. But what's cool is if you throw your knife at a teammate, it turns into a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah,
so you can't really, like... It's, if you throw a knife at... They took away the
violence aspect. It just, like you said, turns into
you
flowers.
can be violent, but... And don't... Don't screw it up. I'm constantly throwing a knife at you, and I see the flower. Get all stylish with it. And
I remember one time I threw it up in the air and I caught it, and then I threw it at you. And dude, I remember one time, so immature, so stupid. I took the ketchup bottle, and I was like, dude, what would you do if you peed and it looked like this? and I sprayed it, and it's just like it's this long line of red line coming out, and you're like, dude, I would probably faint.
I'd probably pass out.
And me and you just start rolling about this for like 10 minutes. Just
it's one of the beauties of VR. It's like such a simple element to
interactive environments, man,
to let you play with, and it just causes fucking, I'm not gonna say hours of hilarity, but it's like we've had this game for a long time, like a long time, and I don't think the novelty is worn off yet.
No, dude,
the screw around factor, and again, it's like they didn't have to do that, but you would never get that in flat screen or PC. It'd be impossible.
No,
and it wouldn't even be funny. It'd be like, oh.
I'm sure people are listening to this too, and they're going to go, that doesn't really sound that entertaining, but there's something about VR. It's like grabbing and interacting with objects and being silly. It's like prop comedy. It's
go in there and grab the ketchup bottle and squirt it all around. And I was even doing
the way it just makes us twirl,
the rave spirals, doing them both. It's like, it's freaking funny.
There was one time we were playing with random people, and I was like sword fighting with the person next to us. It was really cool. And when you referenced we had this game a while, this was one of the first games that we got when we got the Quest, because when we got the Quest, we were like co-op games. We got to find multiplayer games. That's what we love. And back then, they only had the in-game avatars, which your avatar you can get like various different animal heads.
Yeah, I used to be the frog. I was the frog man.
It was actually kind of cute. But now, like all games trending, dude, they have the meta avatars in. So it is kind of cool to be able to play with your meta avatar.
My guy's got the suit on and shit.
Yeah,
so
you guys all fancy.
He's like a businessman.
I expect your guy to be in a library with a nice fire reading a book when I see him.
Chilling. No, he's ready for any occasion. My avatar's ready. He's good for a night out. He's good for a day in the office.
I need to do some work on mine. Mine looks a little rough around the
edges. No, yours is good. It just looks like he's casual. Like, I just came back from a jog.
Yeah,
I'm not going into a 5-star restaurant dressed like this.
No, you have business. You have nice restaurant reservations.
Yeah,
in yours. You're
good
to go.
My avatar at least is top class. The guy who designed it might not be. My avatar is nicer than me, is what I'm saying. But no, funny. It is cool when they made that change, because I didn't think I'd really give a shit, but it's kind of funny because they even give you the mirror when you do your avatars.
Yeah, so you get to see it.
Yeah, and it's pretty damn accurate with your movement.
So yeah, we went a while without playing it, and we fired it back up. We got to see that was a nice little improved.
That was really the only change that I noticed.
No, but I was glad to see that it's not 100% abandoned. Like, hey, at least if there's new features coming to the Oculus software, at least we'll still implement it in our game.
And observant listeners too will notice that the female voice in the game is the same voice as in Demio.
Yeah, I want to find out who that narrator is.
Can't find out who it is.
I can't. I've looked. We need to go in game.
It's driving me crazy.
In one of Resolution games and see if we can find a credits list, because it's an awesome narration voice. Yeah, the same lady who does the Demia voice, she'll be doing like little, because there's a story that goes along with the game. That the thing is that you as a cook, you want to go cook for the king and queen.
Who wouldn't, right?
Right? It's like medieval times.
Fuck up once and see what happens.
But do you think just anybody gets to cook for the king or queen?
Nope.
No, you got about 30. It's probably honestly 20 different like levels of 3 different levels. So it's probably I don't know the exact number. I'm guessing like 60 missions. But nonetheless, throughout it, they'll tell a little story. Say, well, now magic's banned in this area temporarily, and that's when you can't use potions or whatever, but the voice that's doing it is the same lady in Demio.
Yep.
It's freaking cool.
Unless I'm wrong, but somebody has to know who this lady is, because it's just funny to see the same voice.
Yeah, you had started a joke. Imagine it's AI generated.
It could be, because
we can't find who does it.
Nope, it doesn't exist. But it's cool to hear it and be like, oh, I know that voice.
Mm-hmm. I like when game companies, like Forever Games does this. You'll see carry over elements in other games, and this game does have a little bit of a Resolution Games feel to it. But nonetheless, so as you go through the different progression, like I said, gets harder. You finally get up to the king and queen, and that was the only mission that is not 3 missions inside it. Mm-mm. That last one is just cooking for the king and queen.
You're cooking for us.
I just wanted to make that differential before somebody goes, well, clearly you did not beat the whole game.
Oh, no, we beat it.
We beat it. We made sure of it. In
with
fairness,
a shit ton of 3 stars, though.
in fairness, we had started this game a while ago
Yeah.
and stopped around the time it started to make you do dishes. And then we went back. At one point, I got a new headset. I had an issue with my headset. I had to do a swap. So pretty much any game that didn't have cloud saves, I lost my data on. So then we went to go back to this game, and we went to go do the we went to go do the multiplayer progression. We load up the board, and I can see on the board where you left off. There's like a little like red figure. It's like, oh well, there's where you left off, but we can't do that mission. You can only do the farthest mission of the lowest progressed person, I guess you could say, in the room.
Which was tutorial for you. Right?
Yep. So we had to start all over, which I won't lie, I'm actually glad. Because it was bitter. It gave me an opportunity to relearn how to play after all that time. I think if we hopped right back in,
it would have been too stressful.
Oh my God.
And when I say that, it's like there's some times I was playing this and I'm like, damn man, this is hard work. I'm working hard. I shouldn't be. I was complaining. I was like, I shouldn't be playing a game and working this hard. But sometimes you find that rhythm and the groove when you're playing though, and you're like, it sounds silly to say, but you're like pumping out these perfect sandwiches, and you bang that 3 stars out, and you know that you and your partner were both just flowing, versus the times where you're playing, everything's flowing. And for 1 second, you have just a mental brain fart, and literally, you're lucky to get the 1 star.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice rhythm to it. If you can catch it, it feels good. It's like, damn, I can't believe we just did that.
Yeah, brain farting in this game is the worst. You make one mistake, and you'll catch yourself just frozen for a second.
Yep.
Especially because as you get, halfway through the progression of things, it's all these different type of animals at once with the grilling, the cleaning,
each
the
with
dishes.
Their different complaint.
Yeah, you'll hear them talking shit during it. They're like, "What am I waiting so long for? I have things to do." It's like, you don't think I'm trying to get your things, but like you said, when you feel the teamwork working, it just feels so smooth. I'll be hearing you shout, "I got plate 4, I got plate 3," and then, I'll be like, "Here's the piece of bread for you," or I'll know you got those. I'll be like, "I got plate 1," and I don't know. Sometimes the way we were communicating, working together. That's when we were like, this could be a great team building game.
Also, the like when the thieving raccoon shows up or the jester shows up, to have someone pretty much drop what they're doing to take care of that is a game changer. Because either one of those two is gonna. I had the jester take or cover up one of the ingredients for the king, and I'm like, yeah, we're not finishing this one. We
lost.
We have to redo it because.
We tried.
I'm guessing what goes there, but I couldn't complete the sandwich. The king's not happy. You let the king down, well, you're fired, pretty much.
And I understand it. You're trying to impress them, and then that's who you're going to mess up to.
And the same thing with the thief. You get rid of that thief right off the bat. You don't have to worry about putting together one of your meals, and all of a sudden you slap something on it, and it's like, it's out of order. It's like, what do you mean it's out of order? I put the eggplant there or whatever.
You see that raccoon eating, you're like, you mother.
Yep. The raccoon gets impatient, so he just steals food.
Yeah.
Quite successfully, too. The only way to stop him is to build him his damn sandwich.
No, we had a really good... Towards the end, we got a really good rhythm, unspoken, too, where it's like, we would both handle royalty. We would both handle the default rats. You would cover the werewolves, and I was getting the jester, the rabbit.
Yeah, the
and
rabbit.
The thief, because those 3 are all small sandwiches.
Yep.
So it's like we unofficially took these designated roles, and it just works so smooth. I would love to hear all the different strategies people do, because there was times, you referenced it before, I started experimenting with, I would look and I'd see, all right, there's all the bread that everybody needs. Boom, lay it down, every piece. Boom, 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 boom. Then you'd look, I'd even hear you go, oh shit, you got it started. And that's not a strategy we did in the beginning. And we didn't even do it all the way. It was only selectively, but that's efficient. But it also has hindrances, because then it's easy to get brain scrambled. Then there's a strategy, everybody grabbing a plate and only working solely on that plate. You could do it that, you pass each other ingredients. We never passed each other ingredients too much, except when it was towards the end.
Yeah, like somebody was ahead.
Yeah, just like one werewolf left. For the most part, we'd be opening up each other's fridges and
reaching over and grabbing. Yeah. That becomes more challenging with 3 and 4 players, though, because you can't you lose the ability to go into someone else's fridge.
Because it's so far away.
Yeah, my style is I grab a plate off the carousel
Mm-hmm.
and I just hold it in my left hand. I do everything right-handed, grab the ingredients, put the sandwich together. But you add that other variable, it's like I wouldn't be able to reach over to, the player that would be next to you.
Yep.
Be like, shit, that's out of my reach.
No, I agree. I think that's why it becomes more challenging with 3 and 4 players as well. Also, so when you're playing with 2 people, I have my own grill, I have my own dish area, and I have my own fridge with ingredients. As you add 3 and 4 players, everybody still has their own fridge, but 2 people are sharing a grill, and 2 people are sharing, don't quote me on the dish bin, but definitely sharing the grill. So it's like, it gets more challenging.
Yeah, although in the times that I've played with more than just you, and we've had like the full lobby or the full server, man, there was somebody we played with who just like basically shoved me out of the way.
Yep, we put our stuff down almost and just let him.
Yeah,
I'd never seen anything like it.
And just took over, cleaned house, and then we also had
we had another full lobby with
2 women jumped in and pretty much took over and bossed us around and told us everything we were doing wrong. And I'm like, I don't have to jump into a video game to hear that shit. You just like scold me. But there's some players that are just on point with this game.
Mm-hmm.
How they can manage that high level of stress better than it's crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This game it'll test you. It'll definitely test you.
Yeah, man. I got bullied. Like if you could physically push someone out of the way, that person came in and pushed me out of the way and stood in the middle, which is essentially like on my grill, and just was like grilling with one hand and opening my fridge and taking shit out and putting.
But not for nothing, they saved us because we probably wouldn't have gotten the 3 stars.
Yeah,
that
they
level.
bailed after like 2 levels, and I was like, shit. I was really kind of hoping that person
would save you. We're about to finish this game.
Like, I legit didn't do anything for like the last couple of minutes of this game. That one person just whirlwinded through. But those other ladies they were just mean to me, man. Just bossing me around. I was like, what the hell, man? But still, they were higher level than me for sure.
I don't think I'm the best at this game, but I'm happy that I've beaten it.
Yeah, at
this point, I can at least say that. I might not have 3 stars in every level. We didn't do bad, even on the last level. That's what I'm most
got 3
happy.
stars.
Yeah.
It was weird because like we do a level and there was a few we failed and we'd fail it, and then like that groove I'm talking about
would kick in and we get 3 stars.
We get 3 stars on a level we legit just didn't get 1 star on, and then other levels we'd actually be talking shit, like high-fiving it before it, like, yeah, we got this, and then we'd get 1 star. And I know in the back of my head there's at least 4 or 5 I can think of that if we went back and did them tonight,
we would easily. Yeah.
They were just
some of the way these
just
challenges,
a dumb mistake.
Some of the way these challenges work, it'll be the challenges are similar enough that if you miss 1 customer, you failed 2 challenges.
Yep.
So just missing 1.
Or the potion one. Use a potion, you don't get a star.
Yeah, I say
still not.
That's the one I'm least interested in going back and finishing. I like my potions.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them, dude.
And in the endless mode,
like a lot.
So this is the progression mode where you get all the way to the end of the missions.
Mode.
Story mode, basically. It's pretty cool. That was the highlight of the game. Besides that, there's also a creative mode, which I referenced before, which it's like you have these locked recipes that you have to discover by looking at the hint on there, and putting together the ingredients
the
properly.
hint might be 2 ingredients.
Yeah, it's a very vague. I haven't really unlocked recipes, I'll be honest with you.
No, and it's go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say basically what you do is you put up 10 different random plates of your choosing. You don't even have to shoot for the recipes. You can just, like, I built one that was like a baguette, cheese, lettuce, literally like 20 pieces of ham. It was so cartoonish high. Another piece of cheese, some mayonnaise, and then a baguette, and I served it. So then after you serve 10 different dishes, maybe you unlock some recipes, maybe not. It'll give you some feedback like, that was close. Grill it a little different next time. And
yeah, but it does give you it's almost like that guessing game where you narrow shit down by asking questions. Because if it calls for, let's say, 2 ingredients, it'll pretty much tell you, you got one of these right. Or if it makes a grilling reference, it's like,
you got it right.
That were grilled, and then you'd unlock that recipe, and then officially have that recipe.
Yep.
It's kind of cool for just, killing time. There's no real stress to it. There's no time limit.
We had a lot of fun. And after you
spend 20 minutes making one sandwich if you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to unlock all those recipes, that's where you got to be like, okay, what makes sense? Like, what's a real sandwich? And I'm pretty positive you'll do all right.
I know that there's somebody too, because there's a lot of potential in that mode. I just got the most personal enjoyment out of the story progression mode, but like creative mode, I was like, oh shit, there's a lot here. I'm just not good at discovering the recipes. I know there's people listening to this who are going to be like, I put a lot of time in cookout. Creative mode's my favorite by far, but after you serve 10 different dishes, what's cool is it'll be like, do you want to continue or not, whatever, but you get to view the pictures of your dishes served, and it'll show you a picture of it like camera shot right in front of the customer with the dish, and you
rat eating your food.
Yep, and you can serve it to. You can save it to your device too. And in creative mode, there's these big giant bears. So what I always like to do, just because I'm silly, I give the small rats the biggest dishes, and the big bears, I'll give them
smallest portion.
Yeah, I'll give them like avocado toast.
You're messed up.
It's just silly to me.
No,
there's something contradictory.
Creative's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Just for farting around or killing time or trying to get actually creative.
Mm-hmm.
Because they let you have access in your fridge at that moment to all the ingredients.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. You just
scroll to they give you a little right arrow. You'll see it on your fridge.
Mm-hmm. It was
versus
funny.
just the 4 that you normally get. Now you can what?
I was gonna say when we did it, you were like, I hope to God this fucking arrow wasn't here the whole time.
Oh yeah, I questioned it because I'm like, if I've been leaning over taking out onions and fucking shit out of your fridge, and the whole time I could have just hit an arrow once and had the ingredients, I was gonna be so angry. I was gonna be like, this. I'm going on vacation. You'll see me in a month.
No, I was like, don't worry, it's not there. But I was dying at that. I was like,
You had to question it though,
yeah.
right?
Like, do we need to go back and do a mission real quick?
Did I never notice that arrow before? Or am I just seeing the arrow now for the first time? Or yeah, that kind of freaked me out. So you made me feel better when you were like, nah, dude, that arrow is only for this mode.
But I don't get me wrong. There was that one moment where I was like, I was like, okay, no, that.
Yeah, because it's not a struggle to reach over, but I gotta like press a button to open your fridge. Nope. Your fridge lifts up. I reach in, grab an ingredient, and you can get to the point where you don't even need to see. You just know that onion's in the bottom left. I'll just reach over there blind, grab the onion.
Well, except every like 5 or 6 levels, however many, it changes.
It changes the food on you.
Yeah, and it brings in somebody new, and you're like, God damn it! Just when I got my hang of
Some weird moon cheese.
Yeah,
I call it moon cheese.
I'm pretty sure that was brie. I always called it brie. I think it was brie.
I've never seen brie round.
Yeah,
I've only seen brie served
already cut.
Well, pie plated, kind of like triangles. That's the word.
Yeah,
a triangle, pie cut triangles.
And it's funny.
I've never seen a brie ball ever.
It's funny because in the game, it's like it looks like a full moon before you cut it, and then when you cut it, it looks like a quarter moon,
like a crescent moon.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think
it's
brie.
Moon cheese.
Yeah, moon cheese.
Moon cheese.
It's a good name for it. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So right when you get the hang of things, they mix it up. But that's a good point. By the time you're just about to get switched up on it, you really do have a rhythm of even on your partners, not only yours. You're like, there's the avocado.
I know exactly where everything in your fridge is because I'm gonna need it.
So beyond that too, there's one other mode, the endless mode, which is try to serve as many customers as you can.
Meh.
I wasn't too big on that for one reason. You know what the one thing that killed me on it?
The high score?
No, not even that. So the high score on that, I think the guy was 2,517 or some shit like that. That's a lot of customers. No, it's this. So they let you start with 2 potions. All right. After you serve X amount of customers, I forget, they give you a break. And then they're like, all right, now pick one potion of these 2. And they show 2 random potions. You get to pick one.
And if you keep working through your break, they reward you for that.
Cool beans. But guess what? Now you don't get the potions that you chose for in the start.
No.
So now after the first break, I no longer have my 1 chop power or whatever. I mean, maybe you would get lucky and it'd pop up again, but most likely not. You're at the mercy of whatever the game rewards you with.
No, endless mode I'm not necessarily a fan of.
No.
But I'm grateful for the other 2 modes.
If I got to keep my same potions the whole
and single
time,
player, because single player is its own thing too. So
yeah, it's the same progression mode, but like I said, instead of having another player to work with, you have a robot AI, which if you have nobody else to play with, it's good that the option exists. But definitely, like I said, the game shines in
its
multiplayer.
thing is, 4-player explosion of people having a party and a good time and laughing and throwing shit around and getting high stressed, and because that's what they're doing, is just creating a high stressed environment for you to perform in, and they make it fun, so it's funny. And I mean, it's rare when stress can be funny. But this is some funny stress,
and there's a lot of stress in this.
Yeah.
What I'll say too is
if you want to really have fun with it, yeah.
So we're lucky that we have each other to play with, so that it's easy to boom, 2 people is a magic number in my opinion for enjoyment in this game. Anyway, we're set, But the times that we've opened up our lobby to be public, it fills in very fast.
Yeah, there's no shortage.
If you're by yourself, it's gonna be no problem to find random people to play with.
No, and I'm sure a lot of people are just looking for one extra person anyways, not necessarily the 4. So if they find that, they'll just start playing. And
for the most part, it's a good community. Like I said, so we've referenced two different groups on this.
I say it lighthearted.
Yeah.
They're bullies. I mean, and they were. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The lady was like, you got to plate on 1. They're waiting on 1. I'm like, holy shit, this isn't a diner. I'm being literally spoken to like I'm in food service, and this is my boss.
For the most part, of our 2 examples, one was dominant, the other one was bossy. For the most part, it's a really good community, and we're being silly and stuff. But yeah, it's
their avatars are pretty cool.
Yeah. Well designed, much better, dude. Sometimes I'll see people's avatars and I'll be like, "Mine is so freaking basic."
No, I got you. No,
mine sucks.
I think there's some secret program that we don't know about
for the meta avatar. Some people are just good at designing shit.
Or they're working at Facebook and they're like, "Just scan my shit, will you?"
I know. I just suck at designing these things. When I play like these type of design games and stuff like that, my stuff always looks terrible. So I'm just gonna say it's that. I wish I could just submit a photo and I got my avatar.
I still can't believe in today's day and age that's not how it is.
Yeah.
Even with the...
I don't think they should do it unconsensually.
Even with the text avatars, everyone has an avatar. Everybody has an avatar. I really don't have an avatar because
I don't have a Bitmoji.
I can't. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I need something that will scan me and make it for me because I will never make... I don't look at myself.
I don't have that eye.
Like, we don't see ourselves.
No.
We look in mirrors. And that's not even... That's backwards, so...
Check this. When you hear your own voice, because sometimes I happen to hear my own voice when I'm editing this shit, what you hear your voice as it comes out of your mouth to your ear is vastly different than the reality of what it sounds. So you got to think it's the same for how you perceive how you look, right? So how am I going to make a good avatar? It would be like if I tried to make my voice. Like, hey, select your voice level. I don't know.
Someone would make a mint. Because you could easily sell that, like a scannable, like a real legit scannable, not make believe.
Okay, so there is
your photo.
There is a really good one. It's Ready Player Me, but and it's compatible with games, some games, but the problem is that it's not compatible officially with the official Oculus avatars or Meta avatars. I apologize for all the shit that Meta's picked up and purchased and bought and then integrated in their system. I'd love to see them just buy that. Scoop that shit up, and now it's fucking, there's the avatars.
It'd be a nice touch. And
yeah,
then
I agree.
Wouldn't have, my avatar looking like it does, or yours looking like it does.
All scrubby.
Or mine's just too, it's not realistic to me, really.
Yeah.
Like I said, my avatar's a lot cooler than I am.
Yours is like, that's Stratus. It's not so much, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely not me.
But nonetheless, so this game's, it's fun. You're going to get yourself stressed, but in a silly way. You're going to find yourself working, maybe more than you thought you would in a video game, working like a job work, like you're scrubbing dishes, grilling, dealing with customers.
You're working.
Sometimes I'll throw my knives at the customers when we're done serving them because they're so freaking annoying as they're talking to me. They're not actually annoying. It's funny. I like role play with it. I'm like, look at this gluttonous.
If you're going to be immersed in something, you might as well go deep and have fun with it.
I
not
agree.
Be all stiff and stuffy. And
Which again, we do a good job with it. We get really immersed. We're doing like prop comedy. We have a lot of fun in these lobbies. So if you want to get into our final thoughts and ratings and all that stuff?
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. So like I always will do right before this, let me do a little, please, may I have some more begging. If you like this episode, be sure to subscribe, rate us 5 stars. Same with Cookout. If you played Cookout and you liked it, go rate that on, 5 stars on the official Oculus Quest store. Developers always say how much that helps them. Same thing for us with podcasts. If you like the podcast, subscribe, 5 stars. Go ahead, join our official.
Even if you don't like it, just throw a 5-star and click submit and walk away. Nobody's hurt by this.
Oh man, that's funny. Also in our show notes, you can find the links for our official online communities at Reddit and Discord. Both are growing big, so go join there. Also, you can find the links to our sponsors. Manscaped, Zencaster, Kiwi, all that fun stuff. We're having a lot of fun with our Manscaped. The lawnmower 4.0. I know you were saying before you came over, you did a nice clean shave. Got your hairs nice and even, which is always a struggle.
Yeah, the hair's on my face.
Yeah.
I'm not using a pube cut razor on my face, which you definitely don't want to do. You can get another
different blades,
another blade for it. But yeah, no,
don't go bald to face.
I wanted to see how it would really do. Evening up everything.
One time somebody told me I don't go ball to face. I go face to ball, and I go, yeah, but next time it's ball to face.
Ball to face.
It's always just because you wait a week again, it's still ball to face. Just because you went face ball then ball face, it's still at some
Ball
point
to
in
face.
time ball and face.
You're
So yeah,
funny.
definitely get a different razor for.
No, I'm happy with it.
Yep. So go find the links to our sponsors there, and other than that, final thoughts and ratings. So like I always go over, every freaking time, we have our review system of 4 categories: gameplay, aesthetics, functionality, and replayability. Each gets rated on a scale of 1 to 25, and the total of those 4 categories makes our total score. So, starting with the category of gameplay, I'll give them a clean 25 on this. For a silly little cooking game, team building, just fun game, it accomplishes everything. I had a great time working with you, building strategy, seeing the strategies develop over time. We learned pretty quickly it's not a game that you really want to have your mic off or being silent. Communication's everything in this game. But they kept it diverse with gameplay as you advance through the progression mode. It's not like you get 5 levels in and you're like, I've seen everything. At first you only have the rat, you have no grill or dishwasher. That stuff starts to come in pretty late. The jester, the thief, those are much more late game progression things. So I wouldn't really consider those spoilers either, but there's constantly new elements added to the game pretty much until you're done with the progression. So gameplay, I got to give them a clean 25. Aesthetics, I'm going to give them a 20. It's cute. I was debating going back 20 or 25. I was really going back and forth, but I settled on 20 just because it's not like, oh my God, you load in and you're like, I can't believe they got this running on the Quest. But I really have no complaints with the graphics. I could easily see if, for example, when it's your turn, if you gave them a 25, I probably wouldn't argue with you on that. They're cute. There's a lot of the room that's interactable. It's put together nice. Nothing really looks choppy or pixelated, so I'll go ahead and give them a 20 on aesthetics. Functionality, 25. I don't think I had a single glitch. Every time that I was like, it said ingredients not right, and I was like, what's going on? Most likely it's because a Joker stole something, or there's a couple times I caught myself. I would be like looking at plate 2, what plate 2 needs, but putting together plate 3. And it would somehow match for like the first half, and then suddenly it didn't, and I'm like, what's going on? And that's on me. That's not a glitch. So every time there was any potential issue, it always boiled down to user error, just stressing out in the moment panicking. So no issues. I'm going to give them 25 on functionality. And replayability, I'm going to give them 20. It's a blast. You're going to have it's a long campaign going through it from level 1 to done. I'm not good enough at finding recipes to feel incentivized to spend, hours in creative mode, although it's fun. And endless mode, I don't really care for, so it's kind of one of those games that you finish the campaign. I might go back and redo some levels, but I'm not going to constantly go back to it over and over and over again. But there's a lot of content in it. It was a great game. So I'm going to give it 20 on replayability. So 25, 20, 25, 20, clean 90. I would say if you have, even by yourself, it's great, easy to find games, but especially you have somebody to play with. This is a must-play co-op game. You're looking for a game for husband, wife, family, friends, whatever. Cookout's a no-brainer.
All right. 90's pretty damn good. So, had it for a while, like you said, played it a whole bunch a long time ago, and then kind of stopped. Got back into it, got forced to play it from the beginning again. Not by my hands, but headset issues on your end. But I kind of agree with you. It was fun to redo it again. It reinvigorated me to want to start it, because where we had ended off was at a pretty hard area. But gameplay in itself, I mean, they did what I think they intended to do with the game. I don't think they made any promises that aren't true. I don't think it behaves in a way or false advertises itself. If anything, it probably under advertises itself with the amount of fun you can have playing with other people. But they get a clean 25. My scores are the same as yours, by the way. Probably for same fucking reasons too, which just pisses me off a little. But whatever. So aesthetics, I'm with you. 20. I mean, you can see from the advertisement they didn't bait switch you or anything and go, hey, this doesn't look like a real fairy tale forest cabin cookout place. Let's get out of here. It shouldn't. What it does well. The character models are great with what they are and who they are, and each has their own little bitches and gripes and happinesses that you'll hear when you serve them correctly or incorrectly. But it's not gonna knock your socks off graphics. But to be honest with you, the only graphics that matter are your refrigerator, your knife, and your ingredients and the plate, because that's pretty much what you're going to be looking at in the main core of the game. The screwing around and all that comes in betweens, where then you could go, oh, hey, I never noticed that before. Like they have a ham tree, it grows ham. But they get a 20. Functionality, no glitches. Tried to find glitches. Anything that's ever happened was probably thief related or jester related with my inability to make a sandwich properly. But you don't really move around in the game. You're fixed position standing there. But I've had no guardian issues, nothing. No controller issues. I think I was chopping once and it didn't chop like it was supposed to, but they actually give you the ability to raise and adjust the height of your countertop, and it was on me. So go figure me. So functionality of 25, which makes me happy, because there is a lot of you could have 4 people all doing shit, and it didn't glitch out even when we had the times we had 4 people in there. Replayability, it's a 20. It's not a 25 because I'm not going to go do it every night or every other night. But if I heard tomorrow somebody just got the game and they're like, hey, is anybody? I'd be like, yeah, I'll jump in. I'll be happy to jump in, especially if it's the earlier levels, because you already know how it's going to play out. But I wouldn't be opposed to replaying it again if somebody was new to it. Endless mode, not really my thing. The creative mode, I think, is a pretty cool little side faction to the game that, hey, doesn't have to exist, but it does, and they give you a shit ton of recipes that you can try to unlock. But replayability is a 20. I will play it again. I know we will, because we clown around and we have fun in it. But the minute someone we know gets a headset and they're like, I'm getting a cookout, it's like, oh yeah, we'll be playing. So they get a 90 as well. I put it as a must-own family game. Or, an adult-owned party game for sure, especially if you're doing remote parties or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You could have 2 different households party and whatever. I mean,
you're going to laugh.
Yeah, how you couldn't have fun playing it, you're probably just a stuffy human being, because I don't know.
And I agree with exactly what you said. Must-own family game, and you hear your friend just got a Quest. Like, it's a great new game recommendation. You're not going to get motion stick playing it.
Mm-mm.
There's not.
No, you're not moving like that. Not at all.
And I wouldn't have. It wouldn't feel tedious to redo some of the missions with a third person teaching them the game and having fun.
You could be 100 and play this game as long as you can move your hands up and down. Really, you can figure it out.
I could see this being one of the games that somebody rolled into a family event with a couple different headsets so that a couple people could play at the same time, and you would catch grandma or grandpa having the most fun in it. Oh,
yeah, laughing, spraying each other with the mayonnaise and
silly.
Shit. Haven't done this in 40 years. What's really cool, and it was just a byproduct of us playing it for so long, was we both had come to the conclusion that, wow, if a business used this as a team building, and the more that sunk in, the more I was like, wow, I bet you this is so brilliant. If a corporation took, 100 employees and put them into groups of 4 and made these groups play the games, the groups that aced them, that's your fucking team. Because that's a team that under high stress
work together,
communicated together as a group of 4 and finished the task efficiently and with no error You know, come on. It's like, are you going to take that, or are you going to take the group of me and you who are still squirting each other with mayonnaise? And
well, even us. So like, we work together good in teams. Co-op games are our favorite. We do.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to, act like we're great or anything, but we really don't do bad.
we hold our own.
But I even saw myself improving as I was playing.
Definitely.
Like our ability to work together, our ability to it was improving all the way even at the end.
And organically, each discover our roles without being assigned or told what the roles were. We each discovered 2 opposite roles. Like I used the grill potion and the knife potion.
I used the knife and the dishes.
We used the knife and the dishes, but it wasn't ever like discussed it needed to be that way.
Nope. Just naturally flowed.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, from a team building and teaching team building and the importance of communication, there's a little hidden area to this game that I think maybe deliberately was done that way. I don't think so. I think it was just the byproduct of a well put together game.
Yeah. Another shining gem from Resolutions. It's funny that this was picked up by us so early into us having the headset, and we're just now reviewing it.
It's all right though.
Yeah.
There's so many games out there, and people have commented before, why don't you do this game or that game? And it's like, you have no idea the amount of games
that we want to do, that we're working on, that we're trying to get through. And check this. The Meta Avatar Edition is fairly recent.
Yeah,
if we had reviewed this,
they haven't kicked this to the curb.
No, if we had reviewed this first month we reviewed the podcast, we'd be talking about our favorite frog avatar and stuff, not our meta avatar. So, that's another thing. We talk about this a lot. People go, do you like to review games? Or, why do you review old games? Or, would you rather just review a game when it comes out? And it's a big challenge. It's like, of course, everybody wants to do it relevance-wise where they time the game on release and it's a big hit, blah, blah, blah. But, like, that's not always fair. Games have bugs every game has bugs at release. They improve over time. So sometimes it's better to visit it a year later,
No, and we've had an example of, AAA rated game that we pounced on. And I know, or even early access, if I remember correctly, and it didn't pan out to be as great as the hype would want someone to believe it was. So sadly, nothing's changed with that game. And I was hoping to say, well, when they give them time, but but in most cases, you'll notice, even it's happened where we've done a podcast and literally like the day after.
Oh, this is the worst.
This has happened more than once. The day after we do the episode drops, which you're talking legit, not weeks here. We don't bank. That's something people should need. We don't bank our episode. We don't do like, oh, we got 5 months of content and we just plug it out. No, it's literally, and this is one of the reasons why is you could put out a podcast on Monday and Wednesday there's an update to the game, and guess what? It's not the same shit anymore. So you can really dig yourself in a hole, depending on what you talk about, by pre-thinking in your head that what you talked about today is going to be that way next week. You're crazy.
And the newer a game is, the riskier that is, because you know how it is. New games have updates every 2 days, 3 days.
It's scary to review a new game because sometimes if you're being ultra honest and truthful, then
which we are,
it might not come out sounding as favorable. But then if sadly you review that same game a year later,
maybe it would actually be a really good review.
If you reviewed it, it's happened before, I know. Where we've reviewed something and the score wasn't bad, but then they updated it like legit real close to after the review, and it was like, wow,
that would have changed my score a little.
That would have upped it, from let's say a B- to like a B+ to an A-. I mean, and it happens, and
that's why you've also seen us visit some games. Like we've done a couple episodes on Demio, we've done a couple episodes on Pop 1.
Yeah, they're constant, and they're still making
bunch of updates.
Pop 1's probably they're crazy.
I want them to come back out with duos.
Pop 1 duos again. But Pop 1's very aggressive.
I was real happy that we were able to beat this game before we reviewed it as well. That's always a big thing, but it's a struggle with some of these games because there's so much content. I think sometimes, I always joke we have these nice sounding mics and everything sounds all professional. So there's a little perception that this is what we do full time, playing video games and reviewing it. But it's like we have full time jobs. Sometimes it's hard to get in all these games that we want to review. You should see the list of games that we're trying to do.
It's like you're trying to put like 40 hours minimally into a game before.
Yeah, you don't want to review it halfway through.
Yeah.
So it
can be a struggle.
Oh yeah, but we're doing our best. Hopefully you guys enjoy this week's content.
I appreciate people sticking with us and helping support us, and giving us feedback when we need it and letting us know when we fuck up, which I think is always important. It's awesome.
And back to the same shit I said halfway through before the ratings. If people want to support, they can go join our subreddits. They can go, shop at our sponsors.
Reddit, Discord, Facebook.
Yep. There's even a link to donate directly to the podcast, either one time or monthly, which obviously helps a bunch. So, all that stuff's very much appreciated, guys. Hope everybody's enjoyed this episode, and check you out next week.
Have fun cooking.
Yeah, right? Don't get too stressed. Have fun. Deep breaths.